this hubcap, just use a pry bar. There you go. Pull off the hubcap. Now I'm going to remove the wheel. I'm going to take the lug nuts off, use a 3/4 socket. Remove the wheel. I'm going to support the lower control arm with a screw jack. If you're doing this on the ground, you could use a floor jack or a jack stand. Just want to raise a little bit of the tension off the spring. I'm going to loosen these bolts up. I'll use a 1/2" socket. Take that one out. And just see if the shock is loose. I am going to leave one of these in, just a couple threads, just so the shock does not fall. All right, I'm going to take this little cap off. And then on this vehicle, I'm going to use a 14mm socket to get the first nut off. There's 2 nuts holding this on. Loosen up that top nut. Now I'm going to use a 14mm wrench on this nut, and then I'm going to hold the stud of the shock or the shaft from spinning with a 6mm wrench. I'll just switch to a ratchet wrench. And take that nut off. And you can take the top part of the mount off. Now just grab the shock, take this bolt out, and just slide it down. Pull it up. Now I'm going to take the new shock and just compress it. Exercise it 3 times. Do the same thing. Now take the washer that goes on the base. This other rubber bushing goes right there. And slide it in position. And just try to line up the top. Make sure it goes through the hole. All right, take the bolt, line the bolt up. Get that started. And get the other one started. I'm going to take a torque wrench and torque these 2 lower bolts to 20 foot-pounds. I'm going to start with this rubber bushing, put that over the top of the shock, then the washer. Then there's 2 nuts. I'm going to use the thicker nut first. And if you can get a torque wrench in there, you want to tighten that nut to 8 foot-pounds. Then we can take the other nut and tighten that down on top. And then I'll take a 9/16 wrench, hold the nut on the bottom, and torque the top nut to 8 foot-pounds. Take this cap, put that back on. And now it's safe to lower the lower control arm. Remove the screw jack. Put the tire back on. Put the lug nuts on. I'm going to use a torque wrench. Torque the lug nuts to 80 foot-pounds. I'm going to do it in a star pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And go back around, double check. Take the hubcap where the slot is, line it up with the valve stem on the wheel. And take a rubber mallet, just give it a tap. You're good to go.